So the next video I'm going to show you is how to make a zipper bag in your bag that you're making. So from the pattern here, you have a little groove right here, and you also got these little dots. So the first thing you're going to do is we're going to mark where we're going to place the zipper bag. And so I'm matching up my edges here along the cut fabric. And then these little dots right here, depending on your lining of your fabric, this fabric is dark, so all the colors that I have to mark it are not the best. But if you had like a pink fabric or like a red color or something, you should be able to mark and see your markings. But this one, what we're going to do is we're going to put a pin in the hole right here. And then I'm going to lift the pattern up, and then I'm going to use my pen. Don't get super crazy. I've seen students that make really big giant circles. Don't do that. Just mark it enough that you can see it. So mark it here, pin this back, and then you're going to mark the other one as well. So this one is like in the black part, so I would probably just do the white right there. All right, so I've marked that. Take your pattern off, and then you're going to take your rectangle piece that you cut out. This is the long side, this is the short side. You want the short side, and you want to match where your markings were. So you can see it's a little bit hard to see. There, okay, so there's my mark there, there's my mark there, and I'm matching those corners right there. So now what I'm going to do, and you want to put right sides together. So notice I have right sides together, and I've got where those markings are, where the corners are. Then you're going to go back to your pattern and lay this on. And what you're doing is you're getting ready to mark where the zipper is going to be. So I'm going to trace this rectangle. This pen's kind of drying out a little bit. Okay, so now I've got a box. Hopefully you can see the box there. And then I'm going to take my gridded ruler, and I'm going to go half the distance, which actually is 1/4 of an inch. So it's 2 lines, 1, 2, and I'm going to place that on this bottom line right here. And put that there so it's on. Actually, yeah, it's on. Let's see, yeah, it's on that second line. And then I'm going to draw a line down the center, and you'll see why that line's important later. Okay. Now, I'm going to go to the sewing machine, and I'm going to sew around this outer box here. So, over here. And I'm not changing my thread because you can't really see it anyway. So, I think I'm going to start on this long end here. And then I'll meet back up to it and sew over it because I don't need to back stitch. So once again, I'm using this line here, and I'm just following it on the line that I drew. If you think you need to put a little bit more pins in there because the fabric might shift on you, go ahead. Okay, so I'm getting close to there, so I'm hand wheeling that. And I want to make sure I put the needle down in the fabric, lift up, and it looks like I could probably do like maybe a half stitch there. Put the needle down in the fabric, it's very important, and then lift and rotate, lower the foot back down, and then hand wheel this. Okay, that's spot on right there. Needle down, and then I'm going to continue sewing all the way around. So I'm going to get close to that thing. I'm going to hand wheel it. Okay, I'm on it, and then lift and turn. Put the needle down and come back. Now I'm going to meet back where my stitches are, and I'm going to stitch a couple stitches over that, and no need to back stitch. Pull this out, and then clip your threads here, and then now what I'm going to do is where that line is, I'm going to take my shears, I'm going to fold the fabric in half and give it a snip. And then I'm going to cut along that line. make sure you're going to cut to the stitching, but don't cut the stitching. And then go back and do the other side and cut along the line, and then cut to your stitching, but don't clip the stitching. Then the next thing you want to do is you want to go and clip to the angle to the stitching, but don't clip the stitching. And then go here and do the same thing here. Clip to the stitching, but not. And then here. And here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this through the hole like so. And then now I'm going to go to the iron and I'm going to pull this and give it a press. So follow me over to the iron and I'll show you. The iron went to sleep. Okay, so this method of zipper, this type of zipper that we're putting in, it's called a welt zipper. So what I'm going to do is right where that seam is right there, I want to try to pull that out as much as I can and match those two pieces of fabric so it's nice and flush right there, because I don't really want to see that other fabric. So I'm just kind of finger pressing that a little bit, and then I'll go over it with the iron. You can also do pockets like this as well. You'll see this kind of pocket maybe on like a dress pair of slacks, or you might see it on a skirt, or you might see it on a blazer, maybe a coat. It's kind of a fancy way of installing. Okay, so you have this nice clean hole here. All this, the edges are nice and trimmed. You can't see anything. So that's all for this video. The next video is I'm going to show you how to install the zipper.